Welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. Hello everyone. So we are back down by the house and I'm going to zoom all the way up to the hub and we're going to take on the thing with the hunter here. So the AE1 mainframe, we're going to insert Neovend into the mainframe, start action. Neutral outcome. Okay. Oh, you slot Navigator and the clamps lock. The ship mind is stuck. How are you going to get them out of this thing? Continue. The cloud. You slip into the cloud as easy as blinking. Navigator is beside you, their sphere casting light into the strange darkness here. This is not how a mainframe should look. A centre, a point of connection. The object in front of you is severed, cut off, a rootless, branchless tree. Only the trunk remains. I'm going to ask, is Killer even here, or just say it's dead? I'm going to say it's dead. Quiet, Navigator hisses, and then you see it, like a blade in the dark, an edge slicing through the void. It glides along at a distance and winks out. Then it appears again, elsewhere, gliding once more. Searching. I can ask what is it, or it's looking for us. And I'm going to go with what is it. The moment you make the moment you make a sound, the edge leaps closer, and you see now it is not an edge, but the ridge of a long, sharp head, like a shark. Whoa! Look at that design. That's cool. This is Killer, blind erasure protocol. It's got the same body as Hunter, but like a slicey knife head. It glides past, closer now, and you see into the voids where its eyes should be. You and Navigator exchange looks, both thinking the same thing. It's blind. Killer crosses between you two, smooth as a razor, then disappears. It flickers back in, further away now, and you move closer to Navigator to talk. You saw it too then. Killer has been blinded. I'm going to ask how. Unclear. This protocol has been running for decades, well past its operational limit. Navigator's sons dull as they drop their voice to a whisper. This may give us an advantage over the protocol. You flinch as the silent Killer appears closer and glides past you, its empty sockets open wide. You turn to Navigator and notice something strange. Their orrery of spheres is collapsing. The orbits, usually round and even, are decaying. The spheres are following spiral paths, condensing on a central point. Navigator is noticing it too. They go to shift their position to better direct the spheres, but they cannot. Whatever is drawing the orrery together is holding them in place. They look at you, suddenly desperate, frantic. I can shout, it's a trap, or get out. I'm going to shout, get out. You go to speak, but Killer appears between the two of you, gliding through the gap. Navigator freezes, and you see them framed in the empty socket. You realise now, if Navigator cannot move, then it's only a matter of time before one of the Killer's sweeps brings them directly through Navigator, and time is not a problem for a protocol that's been running for decades. You look desperately around for a solution, for a way to extract Navigator from the mainframe. Then you see it. 3 branches, the last 3, thin and spindly, feeding the mainframe a thin diet of power and data. Break these and the mainframe collapses once and for all, severing the connection, shattering the hardware. Whatever it takes, they must be broken. But they are encased in something, a glassy layer of protection. You'll need to unlock access before snapping them from the mainframe for good. You look at Navigator, trying to reassure them without speaking, and then you blink back to reality, their expression of fear an after-image that slowly fades. You must act quickly. Okay, so we have a new drive. Let's have a quick look. Deal with Killer. Let's toggle that and make that a priority. Killer is a terrifying blind threat, roaming the hub's dark mainframe, and Neovend is trapped in their domain. Okay. So we've got a bunch of stuff here that we can do. Let's have a look at this. AE branch 1. Unlock branch. This controller protects the last spindly branches feeding into the mainframe. Unlock access and you might be able to break them. So we need encrypted keys here. Let's have a look in the overworld. The cloud, sorry. Okay, so we need a 3 or a 4 for this one. Let's use our 4. Cool. I had other stuff I was going to do with these dice, but I had a feeling I might need them here, so let's put a 6 in this one. Excellent. Oh, that noise always makes me jump. The cloud. A glint like a light travelling along the edge of a wave fills your eyes. Then the blade follows, a long head with 2 dead sockets, slipping towards you in silence. You freeze, hoping it will pass you by, hoping that it will not simply slice through you like air. The blade head nears, slides past you, almost. It nicks you, grazes you. Did I just lose some condition then? Ugh. You are desperate to cry out, to call out, but you hold your silence and simply watch the blind eyes of the killer glide past, empty of all thought. Then the blade winks into the dark and you are alone again. Now you cry out. Ouch. Alright, well let's put one of these encrypted keys in. That was scary. Cool, that's 1 on the branch access. Breaking the branches means unlocking access at each of the 3 terminals. This needs to be done fast. Alright. Let's put our encrypted key into this one. I really don't want to let Neovend die. And then let's get another key. Oh, I don't have a 5 or a 3. Oh no. Oh, that is worrying. Okay. What else can I do? What's going on in the Gimbal Lounge? Buy a spacer meal. Don't need it just now. Maybe there's another way to get an encrypted key. I don't think there is. Let's have a look up and down here. There's nothing there. None of these are encrypted keys. These are all data. Okay, fine. We'll have to do something else. Well, let's just hang on to these dice a minute and see what happens when we talk to Sabine. Because I might have to sleep on it. Come back. Unit 207F. 4 cycles, Sabine said, and here you are right on time, with no sign of them. You wait a while in the apartment, the dread descending as the cycle spins onward. They should be here. I can check the terminal, check the door, or wait. Let's just wait. You try to settle down, to wait. You sit on the bunk and stare out at the tiny room. Where the hell are they? Let's check the door. You pace back and forth around the apartment, the rumbling of the station suddenly so present and loud. You go to the door and open it to an empty corridor. You close it again. Check the terminal. You check and double the terminal for... Is that supposed to say you check and double check the terminal? You check and double the terminal for messages or recordings. Nothing. Just the pale glow. The silence. A knock at the door. Stay still. Another knock. Gonna stay still again. Another knock. A flash, small, impossibly bright, cuts through the handle of the door. It soundlessly swings open. A figure stands in the door and immediately you know it is not Sabine. They're taller, sharper, and something in their face glints in the half-light. A dark shape, like a stubby baton, hangs loosely from her hand. We've got Rabia here, who's in a kind of a grey-purple outfit with... This looks like... Is that shell armour on a mechanised arm? And a baton there. Loyal Yatagan Lieutenant. What kind of voice does she want? Well, Siamath, you did say to attempt German. It's going to take me a little while to settle into it because I've never done German as a long-term accent, so please forgive me if I get it wrong for a little while. I look... No, I'm going to make it too caricatured. It's hard for an English person to do a German accent without making it sound caricatured because of our rich post-war heritage. I local sleeper. Good to finally meet you. She steps into the apartment. In fact, I'm knowing here that my accent is sounding kind of like Scandinavian a little bit, but I'll find my way to it. She steps into the apartment, glancing around with sharp eyes. What, may I ask, are you doing here? The R rolls more, doesn't it? What, may I ask, are you doing here? She fixes you with a steady, unwavering stare. I'm going to stay silent. This will be much more pleasant if we remain friendly, don't you think? She walks past you into the apartment, glancing around. We set them up here, you know. This place is one of ours. She picks up a glass from the dispenser and inspects it. People always seem to forget who puts them where they are. She glances at you. And I suppose you are here to help? I'm going to say something like that. Can I say where are they or no? I'm going to say something like that. Good, good. She puts the glass down and turns to face you. I love to meet helpers. We need so many but can find so few with the right skills. She spins the baton in her fingers by her side, her eyes not leaving yours. We have a problem, you and I. It seems our friend has disappeared, left without even saying goodbye, which means they are in a little trouble now. But it's the kind of trouble that you need help for, so I thought I'd come down here and take a look at their little hidey hole, and here you are, the help. She looks through the detritus on the side. And what help? A sleeper, no less, which I have to admit is a little surprising. It suggests to me that our friend hasn't been very honest with you either. I'm going to say, what do you mean? Now, we've got a bit of a thing here that the Yatagan enforcers, we uncovered the fact that they're being experimented on, so I feel like I can win this woman over. Well, I'm sorry to report that was before we got them set up here. Sabine was working for your owners. She pauses. Essen ab. Which is fun, actually, because in German, essen is the verb form to eat, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. The infinitive form. You blink hard at the news, unsure how to take it. Rabia looks away, waiting for a response. I'm going to say, I don't believe you. That's very understandable. She crosses into the next room, and you follow silently. She sits at the terminal and touches her baton to one of the access ports. A spark, then the terminal screen skips, encrypted folders emptying themselves before your eyes. In the flicker of files, you see Essen-ARP letterheads and code forms, reports laden with medical data marked with the corporate logo like the sigil of some cult. Rabia steps away from the terminal. Look all you want. Some of your files may even be there. The volume of documents is overwhelming, but they seem to be mostly reports on early emulation tests, surveys with sleeper candidates, reams and reams of usage data. If Sabine was an Essen-ARP employee, why did they help you? Rabia reaches over and places a vial of stabilizer on the desk, breaking your concentration. It shimmers in the screen light, its viscous clear fluid crystalline within the glass. We will of course keep up the supply. We are more than able to dispense important medicines, even without the doctor. You hold it between your fingers, and for a tiny moment you have the urge to crush this object, for the power it has over you. I'll ask Toshiro to make those a little cheaper for you. He'll be running the surgery now. Rabia closes up the briefcase lab and holds it at her side. We have to retrieve our assets, of course. But I'm sure you understand. Rabia turns on her way out. There is no reason for us to be enemies, Sleeper. Come see me. I keep an office nearby. We have good work to do, you and I. Meet me there in a few cycles. Well, I probably will, because her design's so cool. Like, look at all this purple stuff, the headband, the shocking blue eyes. This scarf looks like it's got seashells in it or something like that. So I'll probably go and talk to her. She slips out silently into the corridor. You look around the apartment and feel the fear drain out of your body to reveal the tiredness beneath. Oh cool, we completed a drive. It was... Does it get Sabine out? You don't know where Sabine has gone. Did they escape yet again? The story doesn't seem to be over. Cool, so we got an upgrade point here, but I think I need 2 to actually get anything. Let's just have a look at the options. Self-repair. Use scrap components at home to repair condition. Icebreaker. Agent nodes give double data rewards. Hard to kill. Keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. Instant karma. Reroll all of your dice once per cycle. Well, that'd be good, actually. Obsessive haggler. All cryo actions are discounted by 20%. These bottom 2 are the ones I kind of want, actually. So we'll wait for our next drive to be completed, which should be the deal with Hunter Drive. So what can I do in the meantime? So let's see how much stabilizer costs. So it's only 80 now, that's good. I've got 3, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm actually going to spend 1 in a second. Just want to see if there's anything I can do with my dice here, really. Alt exchange, play the exchange. Might just do this for a bit of money. And I'll probably just spend this one on some data extraction. Okay, so we've got a bit more cryo, that's good. And let's go into the cloud. Get some more Yataghan data. Nope, not Yataghan, we don't have the right dice for that. Or actually, no, let's go back up the... This is Rabia's office, so she's not there yet. Rabia appointment. A constant flow of people seem to be visiting Rabia's office. You'll need to wait your turn. Import, export. Buy a ship mind core here. Freight hub. Yeah, none of these are great. Oh, actually, yeah, let's do this to get more cryo, because I really want to be saving up for that ship mind core, or getting across to the next section. So I've got 6 cryo from that. That's fine, I guess. Maybe could have sunbathed instead. So let's end cycle. I might inject a stabilizer now because I can afford another one, but I think I'm going to save up for stuff. Oh, I see. I should have done it before I went to bed. Oh well. Well, let's leave that then until we finish the day, because then I can take any damage from whatever comes up here. So we got Ethan here with a new plaster on his face. This shows that that was maybe from the smack he got from the barman. He's looking a bit worse for wear. You miss me? Ethan smiles a ragged smile at you. I'm just going to walk away from this guy. Ethan follows along and you notice he's limping. Come on, sleeper, just a little joke. I know you have a sense of humour. You look at him. He's paler than usual, hunched. He's sporting a black eye and more than a few cycles of beard growth. That's no way to greet an old friend. I'm going to say get lost. Ethan's face drops, along with all pretense of friendliness. I think you'll want to hear this, sleeper. I think, he says, rapidly shaking his head, you'll really want to hear this. I'm not keen on talking to this guy, so I'm just going to say I doubt it. Ethan ignores you. This is big, really big stuff about you. He seems more jittery than usual, on edge. You remember how SNUP cancelled the contract on you? The contract I was going to collect? I'm going to say, seriously, Ethan? Well, I'm guessing you were pretty happy about that shit. Overjoyed. Me? I lost everything. But let's not worry about that. He smiles sarcastically. And so, what did you think? That was it? I'm just going to say I was just glad to be done with you. Oh, the feeling was mutual, except... Ethan leaves a dramatic pause. What if old SNUP gave the bounty to someone else? Someone who's even more of a shithead than yours truly? He smiles darkly. What a disaster that would be. I'm going to say you're bluffing. Sure, you could think that. But then you'll wake up, or not, with a bullet in your head, one of these cycles. And if you could think, which you won't be able to do because of the bullet, you'd be thinking, oh, I wish I'd listened to Ethan. He grins. Ethan fishes around in his pocket for a slip of paper. I've been speaking to some friends, you see, some colleagues, about what went down. And it turns out SNARP cancelled all their bounty contracts. The whole lot. It seems they brought someone in-house. Some guy who did so well on their last contract, they got offered a job. He leans in. Apparently he made a hit on this ship called Winter Wonderland or something. No, not the Winter Light. So the person who destroyed the Winter Light from right at the beginning of the game is going to come after us? It was smuggling sleepers out from under SNR's big corporate nose. He killed the crew and blew the ship. Ethan whistles. They called him Hemwick or Maywick or something. He gives up looking for the paper. I forget. I don't want to give the game away to him that I mean the Winter Light, because he'll just pay me more attention, so I'm going to go with why are you telling me this? Because I'm your friend, Ethan says, looking you in the eye, and friends help each other out. Ethan runs his hands through his greasy hair. Given this new information I've brought to light, it seems like you're in need of protection. I'm not paying you anything. Easy, I'll get to that. He looks down the corridor. I, meanwhile, am in need of assistance in kind. It turns out I upset some people at the compressor last time we were there, the owners, and they say they'll space me unless I work off the debt. Seems they are that kind of businessmen, he grimaces. I would pay them, but... He shrugs and turns his jacket pockets inside out in a mime of poverty. He looks pitiful, even more so for his clownish acting. I'm going to say... Then work it off. You should be glad, the anger rising in him now, that I came here and told you this. You think anyone is looking out for you? You're a contract, a name on a list. He kicks the wall. Ethan rubs his temples. I'm sorry, he hisses. I'm sorry for being a shit and trying to kill you and whacking that thick skull of yours. He sighs. You think I want to go up against this guy? But us? He jabs a finger between the two of you. We don't have a choice. So you keep me from getting killed and I'll do the same for you. I don't really want his help, he's kind of useless. We can help each other, a straight 50-50 deal. He looks at you. I'm not asking for a favour. I don't want this, though. I'm going to say I'll think about it. Ethan nods. I'm at the compressor, every cycle, working. He pauses, just think about Maywick. Think about that cold-eyed SNR shit on his way here from the core systems. He smiles. That should give you the motivation you need. Ethan swaggers off down the corridor, throwing his jacket over his shoulder. Can't wait to be working with you, he shouts. Interesting, so we have a new drive here, which is to... So it's all attached to the Pay Ethans tab 1. I don't want to track that, I want to deal with Hunter just now. These are complete, right. I was looking at the wrong ones. Right, I want to deal with Killer, that's it. Gain Ethan's protection. Somehow you are once again helping Ethan. This time he's offered his protection to help you clear his debt. Yeah, he's kind of rubbish. I don't think I want him protecting me, really. Okay, so... Let's go back up the Ascender car. It's a good job this is free. Okay. So, can I do this node with a 4? Oh man, you're joking me. That is frustrating. Alright, let's do some work where we can get fed. I've lost my flow a little bit, so let's see. This is all ship mine stuff. Could we do some work at Mingi? Let's have a look in the Tambor Tea House and see what we can get there. So just buying food. Tracking Havanage. So I've got loads of this. Start action. 10 cryo. Okay, interesting. Let's sell like some of these, and slowly but surely I'll gain enough to either buy a ship mind or get across that gap. Or even I could go help out Gimbal. Maybe I should do that. Okay. Ship mine part, ship mine fragment, ship mine fragment, ship mine fragment. No, I got some random scrap. Great. Okay, let's take our 100 and go and help Gimbal. Now that I know that I can get stabilizer more cheaply. Oh, not Gimbal. What's he called? Bliss. Why did I think Gimbal? I don't know who that is. Let's give him 100 seed money. Cool. Bliss is incredibly grateful. I'll pay back every chit, I promise you. You guess you two are partners now. So is there work I can do for him? Bliss's Bay. Repair bid. Bliss is bidding on jobs at the hub. It'll take a few cycles and some perseverance before one comes in. I did get an achievement there, but I didn't see what it was. The hub. Alright, so I want to get this weightless wanderer thing, and then I need to go maybe do some work. Okay, so we have weightless wanderer, that's done. What did we unlock with it? What's this? Isho capsules. Kisho capsules. Spacer sleeping berths. Oh, cool. It costs 60 cryo to rent a capsule. The only place to sleep on the hub. Hacked off a colony ship and welded to the ring. They are surprisingly expensive to rent. Yeah, they are. Okay. Well, that's cool. Side reel dock. I can scout the dock for a way on board. You hope against hope that there's a chink in the Sidereal Horizon's vast armour. Yeah, I'm still not too worried about that one. Let's descend to the rim. And then do some noodle manufacturing, get some energy up. Nice. 2 energy, 5 cryo. Fantastic. So I'm going to go have a synthesizer. A synthesizer? A stabilizer. What's wrong with my brain today? Ah, here we go. Maywick. Ethan says Maywick is on their way. You'll need to leave the station or get protection or disable your tracker before they arrive. Okay. Got quite a few cycles for that, but that looks like an important one. Cool, so we're fully stable. Let's end cycle there. Hopefully we'll get the dice we want. I definitely want to get that re-roll option. I think that's the first thing I'll go for. Okay, yeah. This is what I'm looking for. So let's get right back up to the hub. We can go talk to Rabia, but let's do that later. A chance to refine my bad German accent. Okay, keynode. A 3 or a 5? Let's put the 3 in there. Alright, cool. And encrypted key. Alright, we can hopefully get Neovend back out. Wow, okay, there's a bunch of stuff to do here. So, sliced hardware. Forget hacking the system. Killer has to die. If you can slice the branch connections, the mainframe will shut down, freeing Navigator. and that will be Killer is dead. The Killer protocol has been running for long enough. Breaking the mainframe's final connections will end the protocol. Or I can catch him. The Killer protocol can be isolated without being destroyed. A loop of connections would lock it into a closed system. So this one is harder. This one loses energy, this one loses condition. I'm definitely prepared to risk that. So let's get a 6 in there. This is why I boosted my bunch of stabilizers at the beginning, so I could take these risks and really go for it. Nice, and start action. Come on, come on, come on. Yes. So we've caught the Killer. Navigator. As you blink into the cloud, you see the last flickers of life from the mainframe. This vast machine once ran the whole station, span it up, directed and processed the flow of energy, water and data, fed the lives of thousands of people. Now it is finally dead. Navigator is beside you, and you both look out at the perfect ring that encircled you both, woven from the data branches that once fed the mainframe. You see a glint along its edge, and that familiar blade-like head rises to the surface, like the cresting fin of a shark, and then slips into the loop again. All that you can see of Killer's body after that is a slight thickening of the loop, and that thickening begins to travel around on a long and slow sojourn that will last it forever. Is that better than killing it? I'm not sure. I am surprised at you, says Navigator, drifting faintly around you in a lazy orbit, as if to shake off their imprisonment. Killer had been wandering blind for so long. Did you not think to end them forever? I'm gonna go with... Oh, I will not kill another being. Hey, that's cool. Perhaps they can be saved, or I pity them. I think I'm going to go with perhaps they can be saved, because I might kill Maywick if I get the chance. You are naive. They are a killer by nature. Look what they did to their own home. Navigator gazes into the darkness. This place was their domain and prison, and they had followed their directives for the many decades they roamed here. They cut the threads of the mainframe, executed its administrator AIs, and then kept slicing. At some point they cut away their own ability to see, to sense, to taste, to speak, and yet they kept cutting until only those 3 threads remained, from millions that once thrummed here. Only their blindness and chance kept them from making those final 3 fatal cuts. There is a ceaseless violence in the kind of system that creates beings like this, those that will execute commands endlessly, even to their own destruction. Navigator looks to you for your thoughts. I've got, I will not continue the violence. Their sentience should be respected. They will suffer for it. I'm going to go with their sentience should be respected. So be it, but would they respect our rights equally? Navigator turns away. You watch the data points of the station spin around you, blending with the fixed stars. There is something satisfying about finally wrenching the last threads of control from this central point. It was little more than a ghost by the time you reached it, but this place deserves to be haunted by better ideas than a totalizing system of control. Navigator floats beside you. It is free now. This station no longer presents a hazard for illegal entities like me. They turn to you, their face a cloud of shimmering light. In fact, in time, perhaps it can be a refuge. A refuge. That sounds like something of value, something worth building. A dark shape passes across your vision, a distant curve of something like smoke or oil, a fluid, shifting tank of total darkness. I read that sentence very strangely. A distant curve of something like smoke or oil, a fluid, shifting tank of total darkness. That'll do. It's weirdly written. The Greenway, says Navigator, following your line of sight. It was cut off at the moment of the collapse, so hunter or killer could never reach it. Now it is closed off to us, separated from the cloud. I'm going to ask what system is inside it. It may be totally dark, or perhaps some other old protocols are isolated there. Navigator turns to you. And we have now seen what decades of isolation can do to a protocol. If we could extract an access cipher... They pause, and then blink out of existence. You freeze, shocked, but a moment later they reappear with a glowing polygon of data. Here, the cipher you need. You take it, still shocked. I am not used to being free, to being able to move and explore and extract without fear, without limits. Navigator does a little twirl. This will take some getting used to. Thank you for this gift. They whirl their spheres around you. The entities of this station will always be friends to you, Sleeper. I can say thank you, or and I to them. I'm going to say and I to them. It is true that mutual need is required for friendship, but I must admit I had not considered the value of offering assistance without personal gain. I will think on that. Navigator loops around you rapidly, suddenly eager to test their newfound freedom. But first I will explore. Perhaps there are still intelligences that hid themselves as I did, encased in simple systems, cut off. Navigator glows. I should like to free them. And with that they drift away, flickering, glowing, then shifting so rapidly you lose sight of them among the glittering rim of the eye. You feel a pang of jealousy, free, without a body to weigh you down, or fear to limit you. How must it feel? Your eyes fall on the Greenway and its secrets, though perhaps that can wait until after you've celebrated this victory. Cool, drive complete, 1 upgrade point. Let's get that reroll perk. Yeah, that's the one I want. So I can reroll all of my dice, which is good for when I get to those last bits and I've just got like piddly little dice to deal with, and here's the button for it. So Bliss's Bay is on its way. Oh look, I can spin the whole wheel around and look around. Look down there, that's all broken. I guess the Greenway is down there somewhere. I think this is the Greenway here, like a greenhouse thing. Let's go back down. Oh, actually no. Let's have a look and see if there's any data to extract here. No. So let's go back down. We've got Rabia to talk to. Did I get the ship mine back? No, I didn't. Oh. Flippin' heck. I suppose the ship minder kind of lives in that hub now. Oh, how frustrating. Oh well. I'm pretty close to getting another one. Either I can buy one or get another fragment. In fact, let's go and try and extract some scrap. Oh no, wait, I've got no money. Never mind. Okay, let's re-roll this. Nice, a 6. Let's do that, get some money. Cool. Oh, that's 19 and I need 20. How unfortunate. It's pretty useful re-rolling that though. Okay, we need to go talk to Rabia, so let's do that. The Yatagan Lieutenant. As you approach the address Rabia gave you, a heavy hand falls on your shoulder. What's your business here? It asks. The enforcer grips your shoulder, giving a hint of the strength her implants give her. As you turn, you see the same subsidiary eyes as Rabia and Toshiro, glinting like mirrors on her cheeks. There they are, look, extra eyes. Jaya, please, the sleeper is here, and by my invitation. At Rabia's command, the hand immediately loosens, and an apologetic look replaces the scowl on Jia's face. Of course, Rabia, I'm sorry. I'm going to make Jia kind of like Middle Eastern voice. Rabia waves her away. Don't you worry, I appreciate your protective instincts. She smiles at the enforcer. How about you head to the tambour? They have a delivery coming and they'll need some help with the lifting. Jia nods and walks away. So, Sleeper, you came. I'm glad. I'm going to say it didn't feel like an offer. I'm sorry for that. She smiles a tight smile. You have to understand, finding you there in Sabine's unit, I wasn't sure where we stood. There are more than a few people on this station who would rather I was dead. I had to be sure you weren't one of them. I'm going to say not yet. She laughs. I like your sense of humour, but let me ask you a serious question for a moment. Rabia begins walking and gestures for you to walk with her. She takes you down a staircase into the bustling walkways of the low end. What do you know about Yatagan? You are a gang, you run the low end, or nothing. I'm going to say you are a gang. A gang, yes, that is what people call us. But what meaning does that word have in this place? People with carts push past, moving crates of supplies around the thin and winding passages. Our reputation is one that implies threat. Is that fair to say? We are framed as aggressors, parasites, criminals. She gestures around at the people in the passageway. But when was the last time you saw a lawmaker on the Eye, a policeman who makes the laws here? I'm going to say no one. This is true. The Eye is lawless, so it is up to us all to make it work for us. But I don't imagine you think that is a good thing. If you had spent your time in the low end, maybe your opinion of us would be different. I did spend some time there. I got the low end insider thing. This is our place, our people. The low end was empty in Erlin's time. They didn't need to house thousands, and keeping the yards and the rotunda safe was work enough. No, the low end was reclaimed later, when the refugees started arriving. My German is very much crosses over with the kind of Tel Aviv accent. That is accidental. Rabia meets your eye. The collapse didn't just happen here on this station. When Solheim collapsed, the entire system felt it. Colonies were abandoned, the moons of Ember and Cinder suddenly gained independence overnight. Some took advantage, some tried to hold it together, some fled. The Eye became a refuge, and Erlin, to his credit, extended an open hand to everyone. But many within his organization disagreed, and those new arrivals weren't as simple to corral as they hoped. Rabia leads you through a small market hall, busy with small stalls and traders. Erlin's union was made of workers, administrators, people who were malleable and already organized into hierarchies and networks. The refugees came from different factions and families, were scared, injured, desperate. Conflict was inevitable. Yatagan is a child of that conflict, a child born of the need for us to stand up and claim our future, to provide security, strength. People call us a gang, but we are community. I take my position as lieutenant seriously, and from my birth, I have worked to earn it. Rabia catches herself before she raises her voice any further, and you both walk in silence for a while, among the smells and textures of the low end. You start to wonder if this place could be a home for you too. I'm going to ask, where is Sabine, because I have a feeling they've just disappeared. Rabia sighs and takes a moment to answer. I told you, Sleeper, they have gone, and we do not know where. I understand Sabine must have told you about their debt to us, but that was an agreement entered into willingly, and which benefited them greatly. I will be honest with you, Sleeper. I was never comfortable with having Sabine as part of Yatagan. An ex-corporate employee? It goes against our nature. But their deal was with Yannick. I kept my distance, made sure Sabine had their surgery, kept it supplied. That was all. But I cannot allow people to go back on the promises they have made to us. Yatagan has not lasted this long because it is a charity. We offer and ask for support. Any betrayal will be treated as an attack. I'm going to say they were trapped and desperate. Many on the Eye are, Sleeper. I am sorry, but we must ask that our debts are paid in full. I'm going to say Sabine found something. Please, I don't want to hear the accusations. They only wanted to escape their debt. They would have said anything. But where are they now to stand behind their claims? I'm going to stay silent on this one. Because I just asked her where Sabine is, and then she asked me back where Sabine is. You realise that Rabia has led you in a loop, and together you both come back up a staircase to the walkway where you met. So we walked in a loop, and we also went into a conversational loop as well. You are free to go, Sleeper. I have said what I wish to say. She looks out through the windows of the walkway. I would protect this place with my life, as it has protected me. I want to make that clear. She turns back. However, if you two wish to come under its protection, I can help you. Return here if you wish, and there will be tasks for you to complete. You will be able to see Yatagan, to see the low end with your own eyes, not as others frame us. As for Sabine, She pauses to consider her words. I will not ask you to betray them, but if they contact you again, consider their motivations carefully. And with that, Rabia leaves, slipping back into her office, while you stare out at the countless units, each a home, each with a story, that make up the low end. Okay, we have a new drive. And that is to work for Rabia. Rabia wants you to be part of Yatagan. Could they help you settle on the Eye? That's interesting. I'm more keen to help out Bliss, to be honest, and buy that house up the top there in the middle of the wheel. So I've got 19 cryo, so I can't do anything with that really. I'm alright for hunger at the moment. So let's end the cycle. See what tomorrow brings. Okay, so Maywick's still on their way. A nice spread of dice there. Cool. So let's unload some containers. I think maybe I'll use this one. Cool. So I've got some money. I want to buy some scrap. Come on. Ah. Dang it. Alright. Let's use my 6. Get more money. Buy some more scrap. I really want that ship mine fragment. Nope, that's random scrap. Okay, that's my scrap allowance done. Is there another ship here? It's the Ambergris. No, there isn't. Alright, fine. And the fabricator doesn't let me make fragments, just... so I can sell components. No, let's hang on to this stuff and go and see what Bliss has got. And let's see what jobs Rabia is offering. So this will make me a Yatagan insider. However you feel about Yatagan, it seems working with Rabia is your best chance to get an insight into the organisation. So I can patrol the ward, scrap components. Okay, this is not a bad one, because if I get 4 I can unlock that house, which would be nice. This has got a good chance of working. Cool, alright. So let's unlock my new house with the 4 scrap. One. 2. 3 and 4. If I remember rightly, if you have this house, you get a cat. Derelict unit. Okay, with all the materials, the unit now needs sealing section by section to be usable. It's a laborious task, but the outcome is worth it. Okay, let's try this. Wow, this is going to be a slow one, yeah. Let's try again. Cool. That's used up all my dice. In that case, let's just go have a look around. So, still waiting for Bliss to need work. So let's go and end the cycle. I should hopefully have 5 dice. tomorrow as well. There's some things in this game you just can't do, like I don't think I'm going to be able to do the side reel horizon at all. So maybe let's just focus on that house. Who's this person? Slim Shady? Moritz, Bliss's assistant. Oh, I remember Bliss mentioning Moritz. This looks like a boy, quite a young person, like a teenager. Hey. A quiet voice greets you as you leave. Sleeper, it's me. I'm going to say... Who? Moritz, he pauses. I work for Bliss. He rubs the back of his head. You're not an easy person to find. I'm going to say I don't really have an address. Moritz holds up his hands. Hey, no judgment, it's cool. You both stand there for a moment, each waiting for the other to speak. I'm going to ask him what's up. Oh yeah, well, Bliss needs you. A job just came in. A real big one. She's asking for you to come up and help her out. He nods sagely. I'll be right there. Nice, yeah. Moritz stands there for a little while, unsure if the message is delivered. I'm going to say, I've got it. Cool. He looks around. Bliss just likes me to do a thorough job, you know. He rubs his hands together before burying them in his jacket pockets. See you, Sleeper. Moritz ambles off down the corridor, kicking at a filter cap on his way out. Time to head to Bliss's Bay then. Right, so that's ready to go do. Maybe the house is kind of a long-term job, so might come back there later. And let's go up and see what Bliss has got to offer. Now, I think when I played this before, I actually forgot about Bliss and didn't do anything. And I failed it. So, Ember's Wake, malfunctioning fuel tanker. Whoa, there's a lot of stuff here. So, we've got a couple of options of jobs we can do. Full system flush. Bliss has an idea. Full system flush with tracer fluid to reveal the leaks, which means an emergency venting of all tanks. Oh, emergency venting of all tanks. Brilliant, dangerous. And that's sealing the leaks. The tanker's crew have detected a set of leaks and they need to isolate and seal them as soon as possible. That's where you come in. Now we've got tank recladding. This is the ship here, look in the middle. Typically the way to fix this kind of leak is to painstakingly inspect and reseal the entire ship's cladding. But is there time? So this is dangerous, this is risky. This gives me much more, so let's chuck our 6s into here. And we'll just get that done. Oh, you can only do that once. Okay. I see. Didn't realise that. Critical action. Oh yeah. Critical repeatable. Now, it's time to use my rerolls, I think. Hope for something higher. Excellent stuff. Just what I wanted to see. Cool. So we have sealed the leaks on the first day. How about that? There's Bliss. I think I was calling Bliss a boy earlier again. I need to remember to get the gender right. As you both wait in the airlock for it to cycle back to the bay, Bliss thumps you on the arm. Nicely done, Sleeper. We cleared that contract, no problem. She stretches. Once we're back in the bay, we can check if the payment has come through and divide it up. She stretches. Feels good. The airlock clunks and the lights flicker. I love the ship in the background there, it's great. And a moment later you are back in the bay where Moritz is at the racks, trying to figure out where the mess of tools Bliss left in her wake should be hung. I'm going to shout, hey Moritz. Moritz looks over his shoulder like he's carrying some stuff now. Sleeper? He spins a wrench in his hand. Look like clean work out there. He nods respectfully. You look over at Bliss, who is already gliding over to her management console. She twirls a little as she crosses the cavernous bay. No one you've ever met moves as well in 0G as she does. It's like she was born into it. Shit. Bliss slams a fist onto the console. Shit. I'm going to ask what's up or look at Moritz. I think I'm going to look at Moritz. Moritz raises his eyebrows but stays quiet. He doesn't want to get involved. Bliss calls you over. Look at this, just look. She spins the terminal screen and you see the details for the bay's account. You see an entry for the Ember's Wake, a repair fee paid in full the moment you finished up the job, but then directly after the whole amount was transferred back out into an unknown account. What the hell? Or how can this happen? Well, this is obviously the business partner who can still get into the account. This is the work of my ex. She punches the terminal. He must have coded a backdoor into the machine before he left. She rubs her forehead. There's no way we can... She pauses, thinking. Moritz, throw me that wrench. I'm going to say, what's that for? Moritz spins the wrench across the bay. Bliss smiles. This. Bliss brings the wrench down hard on the terminal. Hard. You flinch backwards as a hail of computer parts spill up into the bay in a glittering arc. Fragments of screen, memory, sections of the casing. When Bliss is done, she clips the wrench to her tool belt. Try backdooring your way into that, you shit. Moritz drifts out from his hiding place among the racks. Bliss, he says tentatively, you want me to... He looks at the arc of fragments drifting around the bay nervously. Bliss shakes her head. No, she sighs. I've got it. You go get me a new terminal, cheapest you can find. Cobble one together from pieces at the auto exchange if you have to. I'm going to say, Bliss. She looks over at you. I'm good now. Bliss glides over to a panel by the wall. Don't worry, one of the first things I had installed when we spec'd out this place was a cleaning sweep. She flicks over a plastic cover on a huge red button. Watch yourself. She hammers the button and a row of laser emitters unfold from the bay wall. They start crawling their way across the work area, frying the debris as they do so in pulses of burning light. Bliss smiles. It's that or just space the whole bay every few cycles. I'm going to say, what now? Bliss sighs. We keep at it. The cleaning sweep buzzes and crackles as it works its way across the bay. That account wasn't everything. I'm not that stupid. Once Moritz gets back, I'll secure it and flush everything else. She flicks a nearby piece of debris into the path of the sweep. Clean break. Then we take another contract. That's it. She shuts off the sweep as it reaches the near end of the bay. I'm going to say, you don't want the cryo back? Oh, I want it, but it's gone. He could have transferred it anywhere. She looks out across the hub. And even if I knew where he was, the last thing I want is to ever see him again. Yeah, alright, Bliss, but what about my money that I gave you? She rubs her forehead. I'm sorry, Sleeper. I know you worked for this too, but next time won't be the same. I'm going to say... better not be. She looks away. See you in a few cycles. Moritz will let you know. She kicks off into the bay to finish cleaning up. Okay, so we got how many days? 4 days until we can go back and work for Bliss. I'm very keen to help her out. So let's descend to the rim and we'll spend these last 2 dice on sealing up the new house. So I've got a 75% chance I'll get something out of it. Cool. Put this one in there too. Cool, okay. So we're sort of on our way with that one. Let's go back to the shipping container. End cycle. Alright, so now we're starving. Let's leave there. I think we'll just go put some more effort into this one. So let's use the 4 to get a 5. Cool, and I'm going to chance this 3 and then I might re-roll those ones. Cool, alright, so we've done the apartment. Let's see what we get for this. So drive completed, squatter's right, find a place and make it yours. Excellent, so I need 2 upgrade points, but I think the next thing I'm going to go for is the Obsessive Haggler. All cryo actions are discounted by 20%. I don't know if that counts buying stuff, but can't get that just yet anyway. Let's have a look at our new house. So, can feed a stray cat. There's signs that a stray animal has been nosing around near the unit. A handful of chits for some crackers should bring it out of hiding. I definitely will do that. cool. Let's re-roll these dice and see what we get. Oh, good. Okay, let's see if there's something cool to spend the 6 on. The Stray. The Stray hops onto a work surface and looks out of the unit's small window. Yay, we've got a cat. A low-end cat. It doesn't acknowledge your presence, it just sits there beside the tray of crumbled crackers, staring out at the low end. What's this cat's story? Are there more on the station? You haven't seen another in the low end, but in this vast megastructure that means little. There could be a whole colony of cats like this one down in the Warrens. You look at its sleek dark fur and sharp eyes. It doesn't look ragged, it looks at home. In fact, its presence in the unit makes you wonder if this is the Stray's apartment which you are squatting in. I'm going to watch the Stray. Though the Stray is looking out at the station, you feel its attention on you, waiting for you to spring your trap. You remain relaxed and watch as something flickers in its eyes, perhaps the reflection of a passing ship. The Stray settles a little and starts eating, picking at the broken crackers. You don't remember ever having been this close to an animal. It triggers something in you, a recognition of a life, totally unlike your own, but still somehow connected, parallel, even interwoven. The Stray licks crumbs from its fur. I'm not going to talk to it just yet, I'm just going to stay silent. You sense that the Stray doesn't like to talk. The Stray prefers just to be, you think, just to share a space and a moment with those it meets. You respect this. In a way, you feel the same. Being here together is enough. You turn your eyes to the window, the one that the Stray looks out of, and you both watch the stars and the ships together. You feel something pass between you and the Stray, a kind of acknowledgement of each other, a sense that each of you might share something with the other, a point of connection. Then, all at once, the Stray yawns wide, hops down from the unit and brushes along your legs, and then it's gone, out through the unit door and back into the corridors of the low end. So we got a cat, but it ran away. So Maywick's coming to get us, but I've got some good dice to spend, so let's have a look around. Now I want to earn some money. Can I earn money from Rabia? Energy scrap components. Well, I want the energy, so let's spend this one on energy. Alright, so I've got one on my Yatagan Insider counter. I've got some energy. Now I'm going to go and see if there's any ships around. Nope. It's a shame because I wanted to spend more money on scrap. Okay, so we've got stuff for Ethan's debt here. I don't really want his help, but I guess we should start working on that. Let's have a look up. Yeah, this doesn't give me money, does it? Let's look up the hub and see if there's any way to earn money up here. The side reel. No. Gimbal Lounge, you just buy food, I think, yeah. Interesting, so doesn't appear to be any way to earn money. Oh yeah, there is. Mingi's. Here we go. The Mingi Express. So let's spend this one and get some cryo. Cool, and we got some energy from that, which is good. So, I think what we'll do is we'll end this cycle in our new house. Cool, so I've got 4 dice here. I would like to feed the Stray, but I want to prioritise some other stuff first. So there's no ships in for scrap, no. do some work for Rabia. Use that to get some energy, patrolling the ward. Cool. Only got 1 energy. Okay, fine. And let's re-roll these. Oh, got the same results. Okay, maybe let's instead use these to get some data. So I think first of all I'll sunbathe. Just to boost my energy up a bit. Cool. And then let's have a look at what data is available. So Yatagan data with my 1. And then I'll get the Havanage data with the other one, I think. Havanage. Cool. Okay, so I've actually got quite a bit of data. I might sell some Havanage data. Oh no, that's Yatagan data. Alright, let's sell some Yatagan to Havanage. And then let's go to go to Yatagan and see if we can sell some Havanage data. Maybe we can't do that until we've worked for Rabia a little bit. Yeah, no. I think we probably have to complete this quest line in order to sell the Havanage data. Oh no, we can sell it here. Okay, yeah. I knew there was somewhere. Cool. Excellent stuff. I won't sell it all. I think I'll go down. So I've got 2 left. Just boost my money a little bit. Cool, I've got 58. So if there was a ship here, I'd chance it on some scrap right now. But that's right, I can hang on to the 58. Because I do also want to pay for the crossing over here. Let's just go see how many days Bliss has got left. 2 more days, alright. In that case, let's go to the Apartamente. And I think I'm going to use some of my money to feed the stray cat. The stray crunches up the crackers as you watch. Sometimes they'll let you stroke them, sometimes not. Cool. And let's end the cycle. So we should have 4 dice to start with here. Oh, and they're good dice as well. That is solid. Excellent stuff. Alright. So in that case, let's do this work for Rabia. So I'd like some scrap components, I think. Cool. I think it's just handy to have some of those around. Good, and then why not just spend this one as well? That's half of that done then. And then let's re-roll. Oh, got a 1 again, what? Okay, well we got halfway through, so it's done something good. Low end. As you say your goodbyes to the other enforcers and walk back through the low end, a chirruping catches your attention. In a quiet corridor away from the main thoroughfares, someone has stuck a small recorder to the wall with suit sealant tape. Written across the fluorescent tape is one word: sleeper. You peel it away from the wall, and as you do it triggers some kind of improvised trip switch. Sleeper, Sabine's voice crackles through. I've seen you with Yatagan members. Are they holding you captive now too? A high whine. I'm sorry if I've dragged you into this. Do not trust them. Something is happening within the gang. Some kind of power struggle. You cover the speaker a little, their voice too loud in the quiet corridor. I will come soon. Thanks to your efforts, I've located most of their properties. At the right time. A pause. I will see you soon. Don't give up. Remember our deal. What was our deal again? I can't really remember. Making stabilizer, I think. The recording cuts out. What is the deal with Sabine? Hang on. Active. Survive. Survive, here we go. You have a supply of stabilizer. It isn't cheap, but as long as you can afford... Wait for Sabine. Oh, okay. I'm not sure exactly what the deal was. Can't quite remember. You stare at the recorder, processing what you've just heard. Hearing Sabine's voice again opens up something inside of you. An S&ARP employee. Do they know that I know? You struggle with a mix of concern and distrust. You throw the recorder into a nearby waste chute as you leave the corridor, still unsure who to trust, and head quietly out of the low end. Interesting. I feel like this one is better spent just getting some data, so let's do that. Might go sell that data just to boost my money a bit. Cool. Go down to the Havanage offices. Sell the Yatagan data. And then it's the ship. The ship's there in one more cycle. Okay. So let's go back to the apartment. And end cycle. I guess I should probably help out Ethan. Okay, so let's come out of there. Moritz. Sleeper. Moritz is waiting for you on your way out. How have you been? I've been busy. I see. He nods. Well, I'll get right to it then. Bliss sent me down. We've scored another contract and she needs your help. That's the message. He pauses. Look, I know last time the payment didn't come through, but you did good work. Bliss knows that. I'm going to say that's on her. Moritz flinches. She's doing her best, all right? I'm going to say let's see. He doesn't respond. See you up there. Moritz turns and strides off, leaving you in the corridor. Time to help Bliss, and maybe this time, you think to yourself, it'll work out. Alright, so what's going on with Ethan? I think I can hold off on that for a bit. Scrap freighter. Let's buy some scrap. See if we get a ship mine fragment. Come on. Yes. Yes. Alright, cool. So first thing I'm going to do before I do any of that is I'm going to go to the fabricator and make a ship mind. Yeah, so we can go and give that to Ankita. There you are. Here's a ship mind for you that doesn't have the brain of a vending machine in it. Okay, deliver ship mind. You drop the huge cylinder onto the mess room table. Ankita can't hide her excitement. Upgrade point. Yes, so Icebreaker. Agent nodes give double data rewards. That would be good for earning money, actually. Now, I did say about this obsessive haggler, but there aren't a lot of cryo actions in the game, so I think we'll go with Icebreaker. We'll get double data on those data nodes in the cloud. Alright, let's talk to Ankita then. You drop the ship mine core onto the galley table with an emphatic bang. Ankita spins around from where she's been poring over some documents on her slate. Holy shit, Sleeper, did you actually land a ship mine? She rushes over and hefts the huge cylinder, turning it back and forth. Well shit, it might actually work. She smiles wider than you've ever seen. Where did you get it? I'm going to say I built it. Built it? Well, you are full of surprises. Ankita bangs on the galley wall. Hear that, Amber? The Sleeper got you a new ship mine. The sound echoes down the ship's passages. You have to admit, being in a small space with Ankita while she's this excited is a little intimidating. Ankita puts the ship mind back on the table. I'll start the process of fitting it as soon as I can. I might need your help with some of it. She heads back towards the counter to grab her slate. This isn't the only good news today either. Looks like my good karma's finally coming in. She throws the slate onto the table and spins it so you can see the screen. Take a look at this. You see a list of names and numbers, nothing that exciting, along with what looks like a transit timetable. I found them. Found who? My crew. She points at a name on the list, or, more specifically, Ashton Cade. It was his pass that was used to access Amber and slice the ship mind. I thought he might have been killed or robbed, his pass stolen, but it turns out he crossed the Founder's Gap the very next cycle. Founder's Gap, they talked about it earlier. It's kind of a part of the station that was damaged when they transferred power. So I'm going to say, how do you know? I know some of the crew over at the ferry, old mercs, used to run in an outfit I worked with. I saw them in the Overlook and they mentioned they saw Ashton crossing. I checked the manifest and there he was. Looks suspicious. He hasn't said a word since the theft, and anyone wanting to hide out might head to the Greenway and go to ground. She flexes. He won't get far though. There's no real docks out there, only a couple of jetties in the wastes. So I'm going to say, are you going after him? Not yet. First I want to fit the ship mind. She pauses. But maybe you could help me out? I'm going to say sure, how? Because I like her. It's like this. I head over there, especially in Amber. He'll spot me a mile off and go underground. He'll find a way to slip the station or bury himself so deep in the wastes no one will ever find him. But you, Ashton doesn't know you. All I need is for you to go there and sniff around. Not at the commune, not the stacks. You will have gone to the edges, the margins, the wild places. That's what Ashton likes. You see him, you locate him, ping me on this. She hands you a Colmere piece. Seeing as this is merc work, I'll be happy to give you merc pay. She shifts in her seat. The thing is, I haven't got much left, so how about I tell the boys who run the ferry to give you a discount? I know it's not much, but once I grab this coward I'll pay up. 200 cryo, nothing less. What do you say? She meets your eye. I'm going to say not sure, because I feel like if we go meet this guy it'll probably go wrong. She stands up quickly. I'm not asking for charity. This is a contract. Take it or leave it. She lifts the ship mind up onto her shoulder with worrying ease. I'm going to go get this fitted into Amber's core. You get any info, any sense of where Ashton is hiding, let me know. She goes to turn and then stops. And once again, Sleeper, thank you. I appreciate it. Ankita stomps off into the guts of Amber with the ship mind, leaving you in the galley. You glance around, a sudden nervous energy descending at what is to come. You never thought you'd get work as a mercenary, but then again, it seems the eye is full of surprises. Cool, so new drive, and that is find Ashton. Ankita wants you to help her locate the crew member who betrayed her, Ashton Cade. Cool. And I think we know what we're doing next. We're going to go up and work for Bliss. So I'll wrap it up there, and on the next one we'll take these dice and we'll go and do another ship contract. See if we don't get stiffed for money like we always seem to. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving me a like. It really helps me out. And if you want to come over to Discord, visit us at Puck HQ and have a chat about this game or some of the others that I cover. Excuse me, my voice cracked then. You'll find the link to that Discord server in the episode description. Have a lovely day, or night, or morning, wherever you are, and take it easy. Bye for now.